Ah, and I'm back to Elmley, one of my favourite places. Hey everyone, let's just discuss the hat. No one's mentioned it, but it's always my wife. As soon as it gets cold, the hat, or should I say the hats come out. Now look, I'm not on a runway, I'm not supermodel runway, it's like there's no fashion thing going on here. I need something that gets the job done. I've tried several different hats. And they're either, I need one with a visor. See, look, because if you walk around like that, you're going to be blinded all the time. So I need a visor so I can do that, and then I can see what's going on. And I've tried these warm hats for visors, and either the visor isn't long enough, the hat's too tight, the hat is too loose, and it's no good. So I found just putting my normal visor on with my very cozy light hat, the one with the light at the back. I just turn it around and put the light at the back. And it does the job. And also, when you're out and about, sometimes the weather doesn't, it's not very obvious what's going on. The sun's out, you go out, it's cold, and after a little while you warm up and it's like, oh, it's getting a bit hot. So I'll just trip over that branch and you can take that off and you're good to go. So there goes my tripod. I'm trying to hold like I've got the handheld thing going on here. This big thing I've had to put away so I can hold my other phone. In you go. I've got to get good at holding multiple things. The camera's ready to go. Speaker on here. But I've got to do these vlogs. I've got to get into this good habit of being able to multitask and hold multiple things while thinking without saying you knows and what's and there are birds here. I am looking out for the brambling. I'm down at the brickfields. Just had some excellent, not mustachioed, but they call bearded tit action. And this is going to fall off again. Yeah, I can see it's all goldfinch down here. But there are people coming and it's going to interrupt my vlog. So we'll just talk as fast as we can. So where's my camera? So my phone. Yeah, is it goldfinch? Yeah, there's a goldfinch on these. You know what? Look how calm they are. They're not flying. This is one of the points I was going to make today, is that the birds, very noticeably since I've been back, I've been able to get very close to lots of birds. What am I, 10 feet, 8 feet until it flew away. That's amazing. They're really chill. Everything from buzzards to kestrels to skylarks, everything's been really, really chill. And it's just noticeable in the winter because I think these birds have got to conserve energy. They've just got to keep feeding for the calories. And they're like, look, you're not a threat. I'm hungry. I don't want to burn the calories flying away. I never see you guys chase me. So I'm just going to relax. You carry on with your photography. And the first thing I saw was there was a lot of buzzard action at the front. And I think my old mate, the one that was singing the last time I was here, or calling, on top of the pylon, it was calling, and it must be the same one, juvenile, and sat in this tree, backlit, horrible, but it allowed me to fill the frame, and I sort of put the cab at an angle. First thing I saw, nice to be welcomed back by a buzzard. And the kestrels were everywhere. I mean, this one filling the frame, I was so much so that I was cutting the tail out. Is anybody following me? No, he's staying up there, so not bothering me. I can carry on at peace. Sorry if this is a bit haphazard, but I'm trying to fit it in between getting down here to see the bearded tits, getting back to see if the short-eared owls come out of the barn owl. So I've got to do a quick catch-up. I'll do a second bit later on. And as always, like I'm down here looking for brambling, I saw chaffinch at the front. The brambling usually hang about with chaffinch. So I saw these chaffinches in the bushes by the front, and I was looking, nothing but just the male. The males are the ones that do it because they're red like the brambling. And then this flock of thrush-sized birds went up, and that area, the front, is usually decent for fieldfare in the past. And I flicked to slow-mo, so at least I could slow them down and have a look on the computer later. And it definitely looks very fieldfare-y. They're very silver-like, grey-like. I'll be able to confirm a bit better once I get it onto the computer, but I'm sure that was a flock of fieldfare. And as I drove in through the main gates, bed left, buzzard on a tree, just sitting there. I thought by the time I pull over, he's going to be gone. And like I said, back there, everything's really chill here. So I was almost able to feel the frame. It lifted its leg, had a scratch. And I thought, what else? I flicked to photos because I am missing taking photos. I see people's photos. I think that's beautiful. You can't get that look really with film unless you had like perfect lighting. So I'm going to get a little bit of footage from now on, and then quickly flick to photos to get. So I'm missing photos. I really am. But anyway, it flew off the common buzzer. I never got a photo. There are skylarks all over the roads. You know that thing, if you've been here, you'll know. You're driving along, it's slowly, and then suddenly they take off. How did I not see them right there on the side of the road? I don't know if they're eating the bugs off the road or they're doing that thing that the bearded tits do, where they eat the bits of stone to break up the food in their stomach. What are you? That's a chaffinch, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a flock of chaffinch. I'm keeping an eye. Can you hear that? Really loud. He's on a post over there. So eyes peeled for the sound. I know there's the brambling have a different call. Have you noticed on nature programs how there are two birds you always hear overlaid, and they're Eurasian wrens and chaffinches? There's no way. I'm convinced they overlay that. There's no way they're recording that on every single nature program or every little garden program. They overlay those two birds. And I go, I know what that is. And in the fields, loads of curlew. So that some of them might be the ringed ones that they reared here and released. But the light, I mean, everything today is just going to be really harsh lighting. It's windy. The sun is at full pelt. So there are going to be no bits of great footage, but it'll just be recording stuff. And you are. So I need the visor for the sun. I think that was what do they call them? Goldfinch. You can tell as soon as you see that translucent wing, the gold bit of the wing where the light goes through. You know, it's a goldfinch. And the rooks are doing their thing. The chaffinch. And in this, the good thing about the really strong light is you can see the purple in their black feathers. They're really beautiful. I think what I can see through my viewfinder doesn't show up as well as when I look at it on the computer. And I'm just going to whack my nose, excuse me, while I try and divert your attention by talking about something else. La 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 la. Let's turn my head. I'm trying not to make any noise of the sound of the tissue. So there's little things here. I've got to keep an eye because these bushes. Sorry about that shadow. These bushes here where I've seen the brambling in the past. Put that down there for a second. And what we go, yeah. So the rooks and the purple feathers, really beautiful looking, and very impressive looking. The lapwings are everywhere, all along the road as usual. And you've got the slightly more juvenile ones where their feather on the top is slightly shorter. And this very impressive one, really tall feather. He must be the sturd. And yes, the Marsh Harrier action, flick to the super slow-mo for 120 frames per second. And there was some decent footage of the males and the females. Maybe some juveniles there, for I couldn't quite see if there was an orange head. Hello? That's a wren, it's got to be a wren, isn't it? Yeah, flock of shell duck. Lots of the Marsh Harrier action. And, well, yeah, starting to pick up. I can hear robin, Eurasian wren. Yeah, he's always very loud. Yep. Keep an eye. Excuse me, sorry. Where are we now? Yes, going flocks of shelduck going over, murmurations of starling every now and again, lots of starlings eating out in the field. And yeah, again, loads of flocks of black-tailed godwits going past them every 5 minutes or so. Now the swale, I've timed the swale to get out here while there's a little bit, I should have been first, probably a red shank. I shouldn't just step out like that. But I'm in the middle of filming and I can't think of everything. Apologies. Yeah, constant blacktail godwits. And coming through the last gate, this female stone chat gave me point blank, even though it was backlit, point blank views. I mean, I had to move the lens, zoom back a bit to get it in. But then you get back to a pair of stone chats that were down here, but I couldn't get anywhere near. So it's funny how all the birds have their different behaviours. Some are tame, some are not. Probably shelduck or avocets at this distance. Anyway, got down here and I needed to move my legs. I was thinking I was going to sit in the car the whole 5 hours. But I thought, no, I need to move my legs and just do a recce down here. And it paid off. Even though it's quite windy, exceptionally good views of bearded reedlings, male and female, pair moving around. And I don't know what this is going to look like because the glare from the sun in the viewfinder is so strong. It'll probably look better on the computer. It's the viewfinder doesn't translate as well with the dynamic range. So I'm looking forward to sort of editing out all the sort of blurry bits of that and putting all the sharp bits together and seeing if the microphone picked up any of their call. It will do. It will pick up some of the call. This, the wind jammer on this is not remotely, well, I think it's just a microphone in general. The DJI mic is superb. I've got to find if DSLRs have a version of this DJI mic, because what the DJI mic does is when you've heard some of my footage from the DSLR, you get kind of a hum from the background. It's like literally picking up everything, whereas the DJI just cuts through to your voice, like 95% of your voice. Whereas I want this microphone to just pick up the bird call, and it doesn't do it. And I need to look more into that. It's going to be an upgrade in the future, getting better sound from my DSLR, just isolating the bird call. Maybe it comes down to a bit of software where I can just say, turn off any background noise and find out what a bit of software does that. Anyway, I think we're all caught up. I think how long we got now. We're just going to do a double check of the birds on the go down a bit there. The birds on the swale. Double check there's nothing unusual out here, and then get back for some shorties. I don't know if the shorties are going to like this window. Anyway, speak to you in about an hour and a half. I think it is, yeah, before the sun goes down. So I better do this before I run out of time. So 20 minutes to closing and had a cracking end to the day. My very first male hen harrier. I've got a female on the S-bend. It was flying as I was coming around the track and I slammed on the brakes and all my stuff and my food and all my camera gear and everything went flying to the front. I went, yo, I know what that is. The silver wings, the black tips. And managed to get a little bit of slow-mo out of it. And then it was gone. I hung around for 10 minutes hoping it would do like a circuit, but I messaged the group saying it's on the way to the schoolhouse and nobody else mentioned seeing it. So is it one of the all ones? Does it fly across the river? I don't know, but I'm super happy to see that. Heart was racing. I went down the track and then came back up looking to see, because you can't really rely on anybody sort of like updating if they're watching an owl or something, they haven't got time to say. So I go up and back, and I did, and lucky I did, because the barn owl came out on the track side of the tree line, and I just caught it landing on the fence briefly in slow-mo, and then got it sitting there until it sort of flew off. And yeah, it dived down for a second, and I was wondering what to do, and I thought, okay, I'll film that spot and see if it comes back up, and it did, and then went and landed in the tree. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes. I'll probably go up to 2500 ISO. The camera's probably making this look much lighter than it actually is. The sun is like inches from setting, but I can go 10 more minutes to see if it flies over this way. So Elmley again, yet again, bosh. Welcome home. We're all happy with that.